Can you define what a woman is?
A woman is a person who says she is. And let me just tell you one story about this, because when I was a child...
No, you're not going to tell me a story. We're not doing that right now. It's not story time.
Yeah, it is story time, because when I was a child, I was
it's not. I'm going to reclaim my time. Be quiet. I'm going to reclaim my time right now. Do you believe that you need a PhD to define what a woman is? Yes or no is the question.
I think every woman is able to define herself as a woman.
It's not how it works. There's biology and science. I would encourage every American to follow the science.
You've referred to people with a capacity for pregnancy. Would that be women?
Many women, cis women, have the capacity for pregnancy. Many cis women do not have the capacity for pregnancy. There are also trans men who are capable of pregnancy, as well as non-binary people who are capable of pregnancy.
So this isn't really a women's rights issue.
We can recognize that this impacts women while also recognizing that it impacts other groups. Those things are not mutually exclusive, Senator Hawley.
Hello. Yes. My name's Eve, your local transsexual. I just wonder where you get this idea that like trans people are being indoctrinated.
Okay, so are you say you're transsexual or transgender? And tell me, is there a technical difference between the two?
Damn. Okay. Some people say that there's a difference. To me, there's no difference. So it's just either or.
Okay, so by a lot, what are your chromosomes? XX or XY?
Very strange question, but
strange. Not really.
XY. I could be intersex, who knows?
Okay, so you were born as a man and you are a man.
No. I was born as a man and now I'm a woman.
Okay, no, but you don't become a woman just because you dress like a woman.
Oh, my goodness. What about my hormones?
I don't become black. Do I become black if I wear blackface?
That is a wild comparison, but hormones by themselves, you can actively change. By taking HRT, you can also stop taking the T suppressor.
But people are more than hormones. I mean, you have men with low testosterone, those are called white dudes for Harris. You can have women with high testosterone. So testosterone, estrogen, and your endocrinology is more than what you are as either a man or a woman. There's brain size, there is how you process information, there is bone density, muscle mass. Every single one of your cells is either coded XX or XY. So let me ask you a question. If I wear a disguise or a costume, do I become that thing? For example, if I dress with a sombrero and start talking with a Mexican accent, do I then become that culture?
No, because that's different race.
Okay,
that's
but then wait, why, how is it different? Because you're saying that if you dress a certain way and you present a certain way, you can be as you think you are. Why can't I also just choose what culture I am?
Because you're born within a culture, you're born with...
But you were born as a man.
Thank you, thank you.
But let him finish.
All right, fuck you. Anyways, sorry.
I'm sorry, what did you say? My pronouns are not F you, actually.
Oh, wow, thank you. All right. Anyways.
Telling the truth is never an act of hate. In fact, it's an expression of love and honesty, even when others may not want to hear it. As followers of Christ, ladies and gentlemen, we are called to speak the truth, even when it's difficult or uncomfortable. It doesn't matter. Jesus himself was not hated because he was unkind or unjust. No. But because he spoke the truth and challenged the world's beliefs and systems.
There are many things collectively into a culture that has been built up over time, but not as much as, male or female.
Got it. So what is a woman?
What is a woman is whatever you want to be.
So anyone can be a woman?
Yeah.
Do you get a period?
No. Well, actually, yes. So.
What?
No.
Wow. Can you give birth?
No. But a lot of trans people that are on hormones do get PMS symptoms.
Right, but symptoms and is different. I mean, like moodiness or mood swings are not the same thing.
Yeah,
but can you give birth?
Also, cis women don't always have to give birth. Cis women can also
This is the heights of delusion.
have PMS symptoms without getting a period.
Right. So, but you have to. So, a woman can be whatever you want it to be. Is that correct?
Yeah, but cis women can also be and have all of those
So,
things.
under that logic, can I become a bobcat or a giraffe?
I mean, if you want me to call you a bobcat, sure. I don't care.
So, at some point, don't you see that it's probably a bad idea to give people the ability to identify whatever they want as just because they feel a certain way?
Why would it be a bad thing?
Well, shouldn't we have some sort of objective truth that male and female differences and distinctions matter?
There is no real male or female distance, especially in archaeology. A lot of...
Wait, there's no difference between men and women?
There are some, for sure.
Well, what differences are there?
I'm talking about, like, when you talk about brain size or skeletal bone structure or whatever, archaeologists, for example, have a very tough time distinguishing between male and sex, or male and female, I apologize. When you see the male skeleton next to the female skeleton, those are very different. Those are a range. So, everything else, most people are usually in the middle of
Here's the kicker. So you are a biological male. No matter how much surgery or hormones you take, you'll never be able to give birth.
Yeah, so, I'm okay with that.
Right, but so then at what point is womanhood achieved then? At what point do you become a woman?
I feel pretty. Yeah.
So
I can look at myself and not want to kill myself, so...
Well, hold on. So now we're getting to something... Maybe, is it possible that you might have other underlying mental health issues that you are then ascribing as transgenderism that you might not be treating?
No. I am being treated for other mental illnesses,
right,
but it is unrelated.
Are they unrelated, or is transgenderism a symptom of other underlying issues that I hope you get treatment for, such as depression, schizophrenia, anxiety, bipolar tendencies?
No, don't have any of those, actually.
You don't have any? You mentioned you have other potential issues.
No, I don't have any potential issues.
No, you don't?
No, I'm just cool.
Oh, you're just cool.
She's lying.
So...
Let
me ask one other final question. Do you think it's okay for a 14-year-old to be able to get gender-affirming care?
A 14-year-old can get hormone blockers. That is the extent of what a 14-year-old can get. And that is completely irreversible. So, you can get hormone blockers.
You mean reversible, but it's not reversible. But first of all, no, it's
when
not
you
reversible.
stop taking hormone blockers, then your natural hormones come.
Puberty is not an assembly line where you just press a button and it stops. Secondly, that we are cutting breasts off of kids here in the state of Texas illegally.
That is not true.
Yes, a whistleblower, Dr. Ethan Heim, came out in Houston. Dr. Ethan Heim, and said that we are cutting the breasts off of kids irreversibly in Houston, Texas. Also happens in LA, San Francisco, Seattle, Portland. So it does happen. Do you think it should be illegal to say that kids should not be able to irreversibly damage themselves?
That's the problem with a lot of kids nowadays. They tend to form their opinions based on far-left media and liberal ideology without fully considering a wide range of perspectives or even critically analyzing the information they are exposed to. It's alarming how many young people today are heavily influenced by media outlets. It's very shocking, ladies and gentlemen. Social media platforms and ideologies that often promote a one-sided narrative. How sad is that? Rather than encouraging independent thought, these sources frequently present a narrow, filtered version of reality. And ultimately, many kids are observing these messages without questioning their accuracy or even motives. How sad. How sad.
Well, even so, let's say a bunch of kids are getting gender affirming.
Thousands of kids every month.
Let's say. All right. That is a decision between the child, the parent, and the doctor. That has nothing to do with you. Why do you have a say in that?
So should kids be able to get tattoos?
Sure.
Oh, okay. Should kids be able to own AR-15s?
No.
Why?
Because that is harmful. It can be
so AR-15s are harmful, but cutting off your breasts or potentially castrating yourself, gender-affirming care.
I mean, given that you're under anesthesia,
Do you understand the medieval horror that you're advocating for? Where we say, no.
Yes.
So a 15-year-old, puberty is not the problem. Puberty is the solution to the trans issue, where that almost every young lady or young man will have some sort of anxiety of how they feel at age 12, 13, 14, 15. Maybe instead of telling them that they might be somebody in another body, we should allow them to continue to grow and develop into the body that God made them in, and say that puberty will actually solve the problem. And I want to just close by this. I have a lot of compassion for you because you're going down a journey where you'll never actually hit your destination.
Facts.
I'm at there. I'm right there.
Well,
I'm at my destination.
You're at your destination?
Yes. I feel great.
Okay, again,
that's literally all it is.
The studies show that over a period of time, you're going to keep on searching for more surgical interventions and more drugs.
No.
Where my hope for you is I wish that you would live in the body that God gave you, not trying to declare war on the body that God gave you.
Okay.
And that's my hope for you. Because I think you will be a happier person instead of nuking your body with artificial hormones, pretending to be somebody that you're not.
I will say one more thing and I'll go. I don't believe that God makes mistakes. God created me as a male, and I want to be a woman. That is the same way that God created grapes but not wine. It is so that humanity can take part in the witness of creation, of transformation.
We're not called to transform our bodies. We're called to surrender to God and how God made us. But at what age did you think you were a woman?
16.
Okay, is there any part of you that said maybe 16-year-olds make bad decisions?
I mean, partially, yes.
Have you ever second-guessed your decision?
At first, sure. But after a year, no. Not.
Oh, you've only been doing this a year?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying a year around 17, I never second-guessed.
I'm going to pray for you because you're on a destructive journey and it's not going to end well. God bless you. Thank you so much.
Moreover, far-left media outlets and the dominant liberal narrative often rely on emotionally charged rhetoric to appeal to the feelings rather than the logic of young people. How sad. It's like they're saying, throw away common sense and use your feelings. How sad. These platforms, they tend to exaggerate issues to capture attention, making it all about feelings without driving into the full context or providing, neutral arguments. They don't do that. Instead, they foster a deeper understanding that is all biased. It's all brainwashing. These outlets, they prioritize sound bites and quick judgments. That's all they do, making it easy for kids to form opinions that feel valid at the moment but lack substance or depth. It's crazy, ladies and gentlemen. The world we now live in is crazy. To sum up, the preaching of the gospel of Jesus Christ is an immensely positive and impactful act. It brings about personal transformation, spreads love, justice, hope, and truth. It aligns with God's commands, ladies and gentlemen. It offers eternal meaning, fills those who hear it with deep joy. Ultimately, it's the most precious gift humanity can receive, creating lasting change in both individuals and communities, reflecting God's heart and His purpose for the world, ladies and gentlemen. So, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to click on the next one. Don't forget to like, to comment, and to subscribe. I'll see you again next time. It's bye-bye for now.